In the endless expanse of time, we find ourselves but fleeting whispers against the backdrop of eternity. Yet, in this fleeting existence, we hold the power to shape our destiny, to carve out meaning from the raw material of our days. This power, this potential, lies dormant within each of us, waiting to be awakened by the call of purpose and the clarion call of Stoic wisdom. Procrastination, that insidious thief of time, seeks to rob us of our most precious resource. It whispers sweet promises of tomorrow, enticing us with the illusion of endless opportunities. Yet, as the Stoic sage reminds us, you may delay, but time will not. Each moment squandered in idleness is a moment lost forever, a fragment of eternity slipping through our grasp. The Stoics understood the value of time as the most precious commodity, to be treasured and utilized with the utmost care. Seneca, that venerable Stoic sage, admonished us to guard every moment with vigilance, for one lost moment is lost forever. In the crucible of Stoic philosophy, we find the tools to combat procrastination and reclaim our time from the clutches of inertia. At the heart of Stoicism lies the cultivation of virtue, the unwavering commitment to excellence in thought and action. Through the practice of self-discipline and self-mastery, we transcend the petty distractions that besiege us and align ourselves with the eternal truths of the cosmos. As Epictetus, the Stoic slave-turned-philosopher, declared, "No man is free who is not master of himself." To overcome procrastination, we must first confront the root of our inertia, our fear of discomfort, our aversion to effort. The Stoics teach us to embrace the challenges of life with courage and resilience, to see in adversity an opportunity for growth and transformation. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, exhorts us to waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. In the face of temptation and distraction, we summon the indomitable spirit of the Stoic sage, steadfast in our commitment to virtue. We recognize that our time on this earth is finite, a fleeting moment in the grand tapestry of existence. With each passing breath, we reaffirm our resolve to live with purpose and intention, to make every moment count. So let us cast off the shackles of procrastination and embrace the boundless potential of the